did was I wrote a curriculum for black parents. And it sits in Darren's Publishing right now because I had not been able to pay them to actually put it out there. But I will. I will very soon. I will
They
very
fired
soon.
you from the job,
Oh, yes, they did.
but you don't think you deserve to be fired?
Yeah, I should have been fired.
Oh, all right.
I
That's why
should have been
you
fired because now I know that I'm on my purpose, which is to help people who look like me. We are the ones that have not been studied. What about our trauma? You know, they give these grants for, trauma and, you know, homelessness and co-occurring disorders and blah, blah, blah. But what about the descendants of the slaves? You know, what about that trauma that's passed down through generations in our DNA? You know, we weren't studied. There's no studies. So you can't come along and oh, was I supposed to pass the mic?
Yes, it's her turn. Don't worry.
You told me to
I did.
talk.
No, 1 second. We introduce him first, and then we'll talk about everything that's going on. I got you. Okay, first things first. I wanted to touch base on something that she said that's so important, okay? And that's why we're here. It's about networking, you know what I mean? And I always mention about these companies that I know who have groups just like this. They're like big, massive think tanks, so they can go and do some things that we thought was not possible. You know, like they got rovers on Mars, okay? They traveling, we got different systems that's traveling outside of this whole, what they call it? Not this, it's this whole universe, right? Not the universe, solar system. Outside our solar system. That thing was built in 1973. So it was a think tank that did that, okay? One of the things that we was talking about earlier is about the bottlenecks. See, we all have we have good skills individually, but collectively we're gonna be even stronger. And we have to learn how to really utilize and come together and maximize our resources and stop hating on one another, okay? And being like a crabs in a barrel type mentality. Like I said, here in Rhode Island, okay, I noticed that they removed the Providence Plantation name off of Rhode Island. It's state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations used to be the name, but they haven't removed the mentality. Now, what Ye mentioned is how there's resources that we seem to always not have access to. But there's people who have access to those resources, and they're not using it to actually benefit people of color like us, okay? They also spend a lot of time, okay? They also spend a lot of time being divisive, trying to divide us because we're weaker being divided apart. We're stronger together. So anything that they trying to stop you from getting, you can bet. Me and you gonna sit down and we're gonna talk. And we're gonna find out exactly what they're trying to say, because they are looking for the thing to say, oh, we can't help you. But when we all have people here with a whole lot of skill sets, we can find out what that problem is. I call it the bottleneck, and then we'll get the money to flow. Okay? So that's what we're all about here. And the last person who didn't introduce himself is this young gentleman here. You know, this young bull over here. I like to introduce him. Well, he can introduce himself.
Hello, how are you doing? I'm James Eubanks Jr., otherwise known as Hawk. You'll hear him call me that all the time. I am a videographer for the Let's Be Honest podcast. I also handle some of the graphic design, and I do understand how to do photography. Plus, I help people buy and set up computers, along with helping them with tech support problems as well.
That's what's up. He's a young bull. He's only 21 years old, and we have to all surround ourselves around him to bring him up, because he's the next generation, and that's what we all supposed to do. Because most importantly, I believe the kids are our future, and they can only learn and do what we show them. If they see us being divisive and divided, what do you think they're going to do? And that's what we see happening far too long. Now, I had a question. We'll start around the room. Okay, Trap? With you, what do you think the U.S. Black Business Network means to you?
To me, when I hear that, I hear unity, and I hear the potential for power and strength. I didn't hear about it until very recently from our sister Cassie, who's on the podcast with us, who's on the pregame with us. But like I said, I think when I hear it, unity for sure, a potential for financial power, and definitely strength.
That's what's up.
Pass it over to T.
For me, right away, I immediately think of opportunity. Just the opportunity to put people on, bring people in, and make something happen. You know, it's always bigger than us.
Absolutely.
Well, I heard about it yesterday. I came today. I met you, and I just think it could be a great platform for individuals who don't really have the manpower to do what they need to do to get done. As a single, as a team, you can push a lot more harder. So it's definitely a good idea. It's a great situation if we can set the platform down and develop other businesses that need to be pushed up, so everybody can be pushed up as a unit, as a force, as a team, instead of being just a treadmill runner. You know what I'm trying to say? Because when you're by yourself, you're just a treadmill runner trying to catch up for the days
Always.
that's going by. And this, even for me as a business owner, like we own our own business, but it's still tough. We do okay, we do great. I own property. We're all right, but it's not where I would like to be at. It's not where I want to be at. I want to be able to be just like any multi-billionaire company.
That's possible.
They can do. It's definitely possible. So, and they do this. This is the type of stuff they do. They team up as a unit, and they buy properties. They invest in other companies. They buy other companies, break them down, rebuild them back up. They do the same thing we're trying to do. They're just doing it because they've been doing it, and we're just catching up to it. So it's definitely a great idea and a great situation for all of us to build a team of where we're from. We're all from the same place. We're all from the same culture. We're all from the same color. Same Spanish, black people get together. We all live in the same place. You don't see a lot of Asian people. I'm gonna pass the mic to my partner. Say something else.
And that's why he's my partner. No, but I like to use a lot of sports analogies as far as like football. So what we're trying to do is score a touchdown. You can't score a touchdown by yourself.
Not
There's
at
11
all.
players on each side of the team.
Teamwork.
So it's a teamwork. So you can't be a quarterback by yourself. You can't be a running back by yourself.
No way.
You know what I mean? So you need a team. So this is a team, and it's a team effort. So we can't get from one side of the end zone to the next without a team. So
everybody's playing
I
their
think
part.
about this is just building the team together to get to the next level. You know what I mean?
That's
So
what's up.
it's unity. And they trying to segregate us, like we've been brainwashed, like you were saying earlier. We've been brainwashed to be segregated, not to trust each other as far as amongst us people. We don't trust each other. And everything's a scam. He's trying to play me. You know what I mean? So we always have that mindset. But once we get together and become a team and put that trust in the bag, there's nowhere we can go. There's no limit.
Right. There ain't no limit. What's up, bro?
The reason why we have that kind of thought and that you're thinking about is because it really happens.
It does.
We need to change that. That's what I'm saying. The mindset of a black business network, when I seen it, and when I sat down with you, I thought about everybody in this room has to be pure. If you're not pure in this room and you ain't really about if you in this building spying or you doing some other secret agenda this is not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work as a whole, because one person can destroy this all.
Well, see, that's what's so good about this. So the reason what's so good about it is we are a team, and we have to protect one another. To me, you're only as strong as our weakest link.
Nah,
Hello.
because I want to stop you, but we're
Hello.
not a team. We're not a team because everybody didn't make the team. Because
Wait.
people
So
have to make the team.
remember what I just said? You're only strong as your weakest link. The point. I'm gonna call you right back. Okay? Unless you coming, cuzzo. You coming?
We're diverting from the question. So let's just answer the question first
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
get into
All right. I like that. See, that's what I'm talking about. Accountability, bro.
first.
Okay.
Then
Okay. I
we
see.
get into it.
All right.
There's
All
a
right.
lot, before
Yeah,
we
'cause
get
I
into
got-
it. There's a lot of things we need to cover.
Yeah.
We all have that feeling that you feel, and I understand that. But the context is we all have to come in with, like you said, with the pure mindset.
Pure mindset.
If you
And the
if you
heart,
come
too.
in,
you gotta
yes,
have the heart. You gotta have a pure heart.
But if
you
you
can
come-
have a pure mind, but you don't have your heart could be tainted. Your heart could be tainted. Your mind can say, yo, I'm gonna get this money, but on the inside you can say, I don't really like her. I don't really like him. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, go
That's
on
what
my-
I'm talking
go on
about.
my
That's the
own
taste that I'm
Facebook
talking
page.
about. I've been around them type of people. You know what I'm saying? We all have. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm
just
saying?
go
I
to
don't
my
like being
Facebook
around
page.
them people.
It's live right
You
now.
understand what I'm saying? I don't like starting business with them type of people. So if you got a tainted heart,
thing is this, though.
But if you have the right mindset, the heart follows.
So this is what I'm trying to say. Like, one of the things that we can't do and we must understand is hold each other accountable is important. What I'm saying is we all have to come to meet. There's Judases in every team. I'll be honest with you. We need to exercise those demons when they come out. You see them, we call them to the table, and we exercise those demons. We're not saying we're gonna let that. We can't stop us from moving forward because we see somebody who's coming in with impure
But that
intentions.
wouldn't even let us start. That wouldn't even give us a start.
So that's what I'm.
So
So that's what I'm saying. This is what I see. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I see, and this is what I'm gonna always see. Okay, what I'm gonna see, and what we're gonna all see. Okay, sorry, I thought somebody was looking. But anyway, we all have to start assuming that people have good intentions. But like I said, when things come to the table, you'll see it. To me, there's no if he was supposed to bring 5 pieces of chicken, right, to something, and he don't bring those 5 pieces of chicken, we know who it is. We know who the problem is. You see what I'm saying? So when I say we have to give everybody that opportunity, and we have to erase.
and they said they can't hear us.
They can't
Said
hear
it's
us?
No volume.
No volume? Okay, I'll check it. Okay, well, let me fix that right now. You said we don't have no volume on there? Look on the roads. Hello, you're here.
Somebody,
Are we live?
Is they hearing the music output?
yes, on YouTube too. Nah, YouTube.
Go to it.
Oh, well, I should have told people. I didn't know. I still don't know.
See, it says system output roads.
So
It
is
should
it
be
like,
on.
like type in something? What's our name?
We're on. It's live.
Yeah, I know it's live. I'm
No,
just saying.
the sound is good.
Oh, all right, but somebody just wrote no
Oh,
volume.
okay.
That's why I said that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. So,
Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
I forgot what the question was.
so what you think about the black? When you hear the U.S. Black Business Network, what do you think it is?
All right, so as I mentioned earlier, I had went to the last 3 months. I've been going to this kind of thing like this, but it was all white men. So I haven't participated in anything. I just go there and watch and just listen. And only thing I could think of, if I had the connections like this, things would be a whole lot different. So when I think of this, I think of connections.
Thank
One
you.
word.
I appreciate it. We have one more introduction that we don't want to forget nobody. Everybody here who's here, we're gonna make sure they showcase and they tell their story. What's your name?
My name is Cassie.
Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Cassie. You gotta give them your spill, who you are, what you're about, and then tell us what you think the U.S. Black Business Network is about. And I'm gonna step over here so you can move closer, okay?
Okay.
Come on over there, sister. How are you?
Not
I
bad.
want to know.
What do I do? Okay, so I work in social work. That's like my 9 to 5, but I'm also part of a different podcast. It's called the Pregame Podcast. Some of my podcast crews here, Wole, Jatia, and Josh is down there. We meet every Friday. So that's pretty much what I do. There's a lot of other things that I do, but I'm not going to go into that. But with the Black Business Network, it's definitely important for us to get involved, especially here in Rhode Island, because we don't have, I feel like there's not a lot of support. Like, we don't really support each other. So that needs to change. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm kind of jumping on board with him, and I see his vision, and I believe in his vision. So, yeah, we need to make a change here in Rhode Island, and we need to support one another. So that's how I feel.
Apparently, I talk too much because
You talk so much, you answered all the other questions before already. That's what happened, man. I know your dog's name, I know your
guy here.
cat's name, I know your grandmother's name over in Zamulia. You done told me every goddamn thing. Yeah, she done told me a whole shit. Everybody, I'm sorry.
when I hear of the Black Business Network, I get excited. I just heard about it. I don't know what it's about, but I like it because I've been in business for 2 years by myself, struggling. I've been denied every grant and every loan I could possibly ask for. And I think that that's done by design. You know, I mean, the state put out COVID money for mental health. I'm a provider.
She lost her chain of thought. Come on, give me the mic.
What you say?
She lost her chain of thought.
I know you a comedian. I like to. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I like this, and I think it's wonderful. It's good. It can be, and I'm glad to be a part of it because
It also can say
in numbers, no, we're not gonna bring energy in here that's negative, because it'll be what we say it'll be. And I like it because we collectively are powerful. And that's why they came up with the Willie Lynch syndrome, to keep us divided. This is done by design today. We hate each other and we fighting and pointing fingers at each other. No, we're not doing that no more. So this is beautiful to me. It's a gift. I love it. Y'all gonna have to get used to me talking because I was told to shut up. Yeah, I just found out, when I was a little kid, I couldn't talk. You shut up. So I talk now and anybody want to listen. So you better come get this mic, Tank, because I can go into something else, I mean, how long you want me to talk? Because, I mean,
Cassidy.
ask another question.
I'll ask another.
I mean, if you want me to keep the mic.
I'll ask another question. You ain't said no. I was gonna.
All right. So everybody here basically said exactly when I envisioned and I thought about what the U.S. Black Business Network is about. It's all about us coming together and being supportive of one another's dreams, like we should be doing. We should have been doing for a long time. Rhode Island is one of the most difficult places I've ever experienced in my life when it comes to the black community. You know what I mean? It's really, really difficult to try to get people to unify. And I understand why. And without really outlining and laying out all the things that I see, my way is we work with people who want to work. And everybody who's here today, what it means to me is I have I'm filled with so much hope for the future when I see everybody that's here today, right now. Anything that happened yesterday, I'm not worried about. You get where I'm coming from? Anything that somebody did to me or didn't do to me yesterday, I'm not thinking about that. I just think about what's possible. So what's happened before some people came to the couch, before we got on live, we actually sat down and we actually ironed out a groundwork, or we laid out a foundation forward. And that foundation forward is, we said we're going to come together and utilize resources, because we live in a capitalist society. Once you know how capital work and how banks work, and we can utilize their resources, it's called OPM, other people's money, to be able to make our dreams bigger and realize our passions, okay? Together we're able to do that. I didn't talk about what I'm about. I'm multifaceted, okay? One of the things that I learned a long time ago was money. And I used to work full-time, one job, 60 hours, then part-time, my own job, another 25 hours, okay? A week, every week. So what kind of life did I live? The type of life I lived to work. I didn't work to live. And what I see is, I see that every day, everywhere I go. And it's always my people. And I hear terms like boss chicks, you know what I mean? But then I also think about our kids. If
Boss
we're talking
chicks or
boss females, boss women, okay? And when I think of my women, my ladies, I'll be honest with you, I'm an old school guy. I look at our sisters as our mothers, as our nurturers. But now they're spending all their time as workers to be providers, which says two things to me. There's not enough men out there handling their business as men, okay? And then another thing, I hear how much independent women are, where they don't need no man. And that still says divisive. It says divisions. So as sexes, we actually being divided. We're being divided that way as well. And what I'm talking about, a network is bringing it together, making our net work. And when they talk about network, you've heard a song that say net worth. We're gonna make our net work to bring up our net worth. You get it? Network, net worth. We're gonna raise everybody here net worth every year. That's what the goal of the U.S. Black Business Network is. Okay? Now, personally, what are the challenges that you feel you have in your businesses?
I would say the main challenge is garnering local support, because we have listeners in 20 different countries, because our podcast is on Spotify, which I'm sure you guys' podcast is as well. And we pay independently for like marketing dollars on social media and stuff like that. But it's the support, it's the local support. A lot of folks, there's a lot of people that podcast now. I feel like everybody and their auntie has one. But what makes us unique is we bring on entrepreneurs and folks that are doing things from our community, and we interview them and we talk to them and we elevate them, and we empower them to keep going, but we also utilize their network and the folks who follow them to follow us. Because
see how team works?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's all strategic. It's like, I'll bring on my man who's a DJ who's DJing for Sean Kingston now, because I know that whoever follows him, if we interview him and we put that out there and he throws it on his page, now we get some of those folks that follow him to follow the pregame. So I would say our biggest challenge is local support, but I'm not really worried about it because we're going to grow anyway, because every member of the podcast does what they're supposed to do. And in terms of stand-up, I've kind of already navigated all the challenges that I've had with that. I put stand-up on the back burner because I believe helping the podcast grow and elevating with Jatia and Cassie and Josh is going to feel a lot better when we get to where we need to be than me elevating myself and then trying to bring them with me on something. They're not comedians, so they can't do what I do. You know what I mean? But we all can pod. So if we elevate the podcast together, that's going to bolster my stand-up without question. Mm-hmm. Without question. So those are my challenges.
I like that.
So for me with my cleaning business, which is aside from the podcasting, I trust my own grind. When I get a job or I network with a property management company and I'm getting the jobs, I trust myself to go in and do the work and do it to my expectation, which is through the roof. You know what I mean? I want more business. I want the referrals, so I make sure I do a good job. And as I am, I'm putting money into advertising and I want more clients, I know at some point I'm going to need help. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to hire.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. What help do you need?
So I'll need to hire people to actually do the same work I do, clean the houses, right?
Why can't you now?
And it's not that I can't now. Mm-hmm. Right now, my biggest challenge is I'm not sure that I trust and I haven't done it yet. I'm not at the point where I've grown to the point where I need the help. I've hired a couple friends on bigger jobs, and that went well. But if now I say, okay, I just put out advertising. So
Okay.
if my phone starts ringing off the hook, and now I have more jobs than I can possibly handle by myself, which is great for business, do I trust someone to do the job to my standing? Or to just, you know what I mean? If they just, you want to come in and do it.
Can I respond to that real quick?
Absolutely.
So, when I was in corporate America, right, I worked as the manager of, I was manager of secondary ops.
Okay.
And I was really good with my hands to do everything that I needed to do for the job, to get the job done. And one of the first challenges I had, okay, was trusting a teammate or an employee, subordinate, to do the quality of work that I was capable of doing.
Right.
Okay? But my manager, okay, the person who was overseeing me, he said to me, and this is just to help you with your
Absolutely.
insight.
I'm ready for it.
okay?
I'm waiting. Yeah, tell me.
What he said to me was, he said, the way to get that trust from them is to show them your grind,
Right.
so they understand what you expect of them. So sometimes, back in the day, or even today, I see it all the time. A lot of people, when they become elevated to a boss level or owner, they want, cut that off. They want to be the boss. And usually bosses have a lot of other jobs they trying to do.
Right.
So they want to pass certain jobs off to this person. But that person, you never trust them because you don't feel they can do the job that you want them to do the way you want them to do it. So sometimes it takes a little patience to sit down with them and do the job with them.
Right.
So they gain the confidence with you doing the job right there. So they know when
Side
you're
by
not
side,
there.
so when I'm not there, I
at
know
first,
that-
exactly.
right.
So you work with them, and that'll do two things for you. It'll build their trust, and they knowing what they're doing. And for you, it'll build you peace of mind knowing that when you're not there, that they're gonna do the job that you
To my
want them to
standard,
do.
right,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow. What was the question again?
The question is what's some of your challenges in? I got a mic. What challenges are you faced in your businesses day to day? What's your biggest challenge?
Well, to be honest, I don't really see. We're not in a tight situation right now. We're actually pretty good. For the fact that we own all our equipment, we have a lot of stuff going on. I've been playing for a long time, so I mean, if we have any problems right now, I would just say that we just need to get out more on social media, website.
You need more
Yo,
sales.
A lot more sales, and then networking. So maybe we just need to be out more on social media, or just reaching out to more people. So as far as production-wise, as far as creating and production, we're kind of pretty good with that.
Yeah.
It's more the marketing and showcasing, which we're working on that right now. And with a team, it'd be even a lot better. It'd be much greater. It'd be a lot easier. Because a team is what you need. I mean, corporate people hire a staff, a team of people to do the work. Even though they hire people, they hire the staff. Everybody got a job to play. So, like you worked in another company before. I worked before too. I was a freelance designer for a long time for a different company in New York.
Yep.
And I was a graphic designer, so they would hire me just to do graphic design work and tech packaging, and that'd just be my job. And then you have somebody else doing the marketing. You have somebody else doing the ideas. You have somebody else doing what's the content, what's going to be the ideas for this season. So they just pass it down to me. We take care of our work. That's my team. Our team does that. So we would just probably at this point mostly need just more sales.
It just says scalability to me. Basically, you want to scale.
Scale up,
So you
exactly.
so you can get more product out. You want to be able to get more clients in. Obviously, get more
Basically, yeah.
customers.
So we have two things. We have a printer shop and then we have a clothing brand too.
Yep.
So that's the thing. So we're running two different situations out this one business. So the brand we have is like we're trying to build a brand up with more sales.
So question. The question that I have is, So you do printing for other companies.
As well.
Okay.
As well, yes.
So that's what I hear. When I hear that, right, the first thing I think is if you promoting doing products for other people, you can always sample out your own products. Okay? And scalability is that. You know what I mean? When you're talking about doing products for other people, that's huge. And if your pricing is competitive, you shouldn't have a problem growing.
Yeah, that's what we are. That's what we already grown. We're already growing.
Yeah.
Hasn't been going right now. We're already growing. With the printing shop, we're just having a little bit of situation with the brand situation.
Okay.
Because that's like a whole different market game.
Yeah.
And we just like as far as manufacturing and getting production done, we go with that. We just need to get it out more on social media, marketing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to piggyback on what my partner's saying.
Yep.
So we have the clothing brand,
Yep.
we have the printing company.
The printing
So,
is good.
Printing company, yeah.
The branding
So
is the issue.
That's
the bottleneck.
Everything is fine.
Yeah.
So if we want to get to the next level, we would have to separate the two
Yeah.
at some point. But in order to do that, it's just the two of us. So now we need to pass the hats around. We're both wearing all
So
the
you
hats.
need workers. You need
Definitely
like
gonna need workers.
Okay.
So we're both wearing all the hats.
Human resources. I got
Exactly.
you. Okay.
The difference is this: we're going from making, let's say, $100 grand a year, to we want to try to make 400 million a year. So that's what we're trying to look at.
That's a huge scale, brother.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But this is a fashion world, and I have a manufacturing team overseas. We've been to China twice. We got people overseas already. We don't have a problem getting anything done. We just have a problem pushing a little bit, and we're doing okay. But we're here. We want to be here. We want to be FUBU
How long
status.
have you guys been in business?
I've been in business for 23 years. I've been printing for 23 years. I've been silk screening and vinyl working and graphic design and Photoshop illustrations for 23 years. I make clothes. I make stuff from scratch. I cut, sew, we make pattern. I do everything.
No, I hear you. That's dope.
So I
That's
can-
so dope. You know what I mean?
And so when I send people overseas, when I send people the idea, I just don't go off of app phone. I do it myself in Photoshop. I give them the whole tech, the whole layout, design work. If I want to do design work, or we want just stuff over there, ship over here, and then we print or remake over here too. So I do a lot of ourselves. We do a lot of ourselves. You say we just need a team where we can push it to the next level, so we can go from here to be up here.
So the reason he's saying that, to get back on what he's saying, is the brand was already there, so we just started printing. So now it's like we own our own masters. So we don't need you to print for us.
I already know that.
We don't need you to design for us.
You got
We don't
that.
need you to make a pattern for us. So everything's already done.
You're a
We got a
self-contained
production
unit.
company. Exactly.
You just
So
need a marketing team.
all
man.
the
See, that's what I said.
90% of the
Scalability.
profit is already in
Your
the house.
business is already complete.
You know what I
Your
mean?
business is completed. Once you get a
That's
marketing team on your business,
That's it.
it's completed, bro. You got to get a
Separate the
you just
two.
want to go a national now. A national.
national level.
Yes, on a national level. So you want to have people in New York, Cali, everybody wearing
It's
records.
slowly getting there, but we want to push it out.
All your masters, if you own all your masters, own all your rights to your music, like Master P had, he made $100 million instantly because he owned all his rights. They only took a percentage on helping him to try to push it a little bit, but they couldn't really give him upfront money for the videos and for the advanced money. So he really had everything situated where he could own all his masters. So we own all the stuff we own. We just need to push. And
You need to create a demand. So when you talk about your brand, I understand it fully. When you talk about Master P, I understand it
Yeah,
fully.
it's just-
okay,
it's-
you created your business is good. Now, when you say scale, and you talk about you want to create a market, so there's a demand for your product on a national level.
And there is, because DTF printing is like about two years old or so.
Okay.
And we have one of the newest machines that's out here.
Now, I got
so,
you.
as far as like silk screening and the turnaround time and quality, is one of the newest machines out. So
That's
we're able
direct to
do-
film,
Direct
right?
to film.
Yep.
So everybody got direct to garment. You know what I'm saying? And silk screening and heat transfers, vinyl transfers, and all that. So the DTF is direct to film. So the machine we have is capable of printing about 400 and some images an hour.
That's good.
So whether you want 10 t-shirts or 10 images, or you want 10,000 t-shirts or 10,000 images, we'll be able to fulfill that order.
How is people
in a
able to
quick-
reach out to
in a
you?
quicker turnaround.
How
So
can
we have,
people reach out to you if they
it's
want
Red
some
Tie,
printing?
It's Red Tie Red Tide Co on Instagram
Red Tide
and
underscore
_Co on Instagram and on Facebook, and Magic Ink 401 on
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram. Everything.
How can people reach out to you?
So I'm on Instagram, also on Facebook, under my government name, Jatia Rollins, or you can find me on Instagram for my cleaning business at Sass and Class Cleaning.
Okay. How can people reach out to you?
You can reach out to me at the pregame
I'll let them hold
podcast,
that
the
mic.
pregame podcast 696 at Gmail or Instagram, the pregame pod squad, or Instagram also Woda Stand Up, WODOESSTANDUP.
So to ask you the same questions, Cassie, what do you think? What are your biggest challenges when it comes to business?
So I don't have my own business right now, but I'm part of the pregame podcast. When it comes to that, I would say our challenge would be, to gain more followers, more listeners, and how to kind of differentiate ourselves from other podcasts. What makes us build on what makes us more special, and from different podcasts. Also, increasing our listeners, sponsors, things like that. That would be a challenge.
What do you think is some of your biggest challenges?
Oh, yeah.
She likes that mic better. Go ahead.
So I have an online ad, and I get speaking directly to black people, and I get a lot of responses, so much so that I can't handle them all.
Too much
And
volume.
it's too so, and I can't pay them. I need clinicians to help me with seeing all these people that want help. But I can't pay them because I get paid by reimbursement from insurance. So I can't say, hey, come see some clients. I don't know when you'll get paid, but come help me out here. No one's working like that.
And you, what's some of your challenges with your business right now?
So as I said, I'm in trucking, but my main challenge is I'm a new life insurance agent, and my community. I'm trying to get more of my community to understand life insurance. Like 80% of my customers are predominantly white, and I just want my community to try to understand, help me get out there, get my name out there, get life insurance out there, and to help my community understand what we got going on.
So, you have any challenges, brother?
Nah, I really don't have. I got a upcoming business. I'm getting ready to open up a clothing store, and that's probably challenges I got. I probably discussed with Ed and my Black, but as far as my podcast, I don't really got no challenges with that because I stay consistent, and I try to. I'm different than you guys' podcast because I don't let anybody on my podcast. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want no views. I don't want rapists. There's certain people, because I'm gonna tell you something. People don't know when you're podcasting, everybody that you bring on your podcast don't got their best interest, and they're gonna sink you when they walk out that door. I'm watching this. People go to other people's podcasts and they come to me going, yo, this girl stunk, or yo, this happened. Yo, what are you doing? Why would you go on their podcast?
Yeah, that negativity.
For some views? See, I'm not gonna ever sell my soul out for views. Never. I never sold myself out for nothing in life. So for a view, or have somebody on there with view that your heart ain't pure to come on no, I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with promoting anybody's business that's coming on there. That I gotta know you're pure. I don't care what anybody says about you. I gotta know that you're pure to get on my podcast.
That's what's up. So the reason why I asked that question to everybody here, I set you guys up, okay? The reason why I set you guys up, because there was only one person here I heard say anything about funding, monies, okay? We live in a capitalist society, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Most challenges that most businesses are faced is the funding, the lack thereof funding, okay? And to me, if it ain't about $1, it don't make sense, okay? I think everybody here is in business to make money, okay? I've studied finance for a long time, and when I ask questions with a great intent. And that great intent is to see what we can do to help things, you know? Like when I heard you speak, and you talk about getting people here to support, local support. You know, I think of promotions, marketing. Are you out there? Are you going to the clubs? You know what I'm saying? Are you on other people's podcasts, you know? Or is the city, like I said, Rhode Island is one of the biggest challenges states here to really promote and get anything done. My confidence comes from when I go outside of Rhode Island. When I go outside of Rhode Island, it seems like the whole world is my oyster. I can get anything and everything I want when I get outside of Rhode Island. And my brother Trap said eloquently recently, okay, and I believe him wholeheartedly, he said double back. He said, we are in the show me state, okay? So people want you to be successful here, outside of here, before they can actually believe in you. You know, it's like when we talked about Tank Davis, which is fighting tonight. We'll be here. We'll be watching it here at Halo, just so everybody know. We still chilling. There's plenty of food. I got food. I ain't even break that yet. Just so you know. So we gonna eat. Okay? Get comfortable. All right? And you can get whatever you need.
Can I get some waters?
Yeah.
She's so dry.
Diana.
I got you.
Diana. Can I get some water, please?
He said food.
Thank you. So, we're going to get the food, too. We got the food, too. Don't worry. Okay? We're going to eat. But anyway, so to get back to what I was saying, and I want everybody to understand is, most of our challenges are rooted with resources. Because I don't believe if we all was flushed with cash, you would have the problems that you would be having right now.
We'll have more staff.
Exactly. Every single problem that I heard, if you have resources, you will be much more further along. And that's what the U.S. Black Business Network is about, okay? See, the way money works, it's about positive cash flow. You know, when I sit at the table here and I look at all of us, you know, I see
I really don't like drinking out of bottles, right?
$600,000 easily.
We're gonna make it
Right
an exception
here.
today.
Right now.
Please,
And
man.
that's what the banks see, okay? But what they
I
do is they
appreciate you very
keep
much.
us separate. You do your thing, so that's like maybe 100,000. I don't know what you're making. I'm just using
We're
it
in
as
a
an
world where
example.
people put stuff in water.
You do
and
your
stuff.
thing.
I swear to God, I'm just paranoid.
50, 60, 100,000. You do your thing. You got a team. That's 200,000. You see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Even though we're not on that.
like I told you, there's groups out there.
All right, now.
And
I got you.
Blackstone is one of them. They're the largest renter in America. Okay? They're the largest renter here in America. Okay? And if we're renting, the likelihood of we paying somebody else money to live somewhere is high. If you have a business and you don't own the building, the likelihood of you paying somebody else money is high. So all of our resources are being extracted from us intentionally and willfully.
Any 2 more waters?
But the day we all come together with trust,
2 more.
see, a lot of times what I hear real quickly, it don't take much, but you start hearing, hey, this person did this and I don't want to do that because this person did this and this person did that. That stops us from doing a lot of things. You know? That stops us from doing a lot of things. What we are talking about before a lot of my brothers and sisters came is how we all can utilize the resources that we have collectively to fix some of the bottlenecks, you know? Like what you was talking about. If all of us here is promoting and marketing him collectively, you'll get that support. It's always
Yeah,
vice
it's
versa.
vice versa, but the whole point of it, like we was explaining it earlier, is I'm gonna use him for a perfect example. Comedians, like Miss Diva just left. You know what the problem with comedians in my city is? We all hate on each other. They all backbite. I'm telling you, this is what happens. Instead of us having one comedy show, we have a comedy show in our city. We got 8 comedy events going on. How are we gonna make money? How are we gonna generate a nice audience if we got 8 collective different comedy shows across the city and you're not supporting him because you got your own comedy show? It's not that he don't want to support Oh, Miss Diva, but he got his own shit going on Friday night. Why we can't have a comedians all come to a table and say, yo, let's just have comedians on Sundays and Monday nights, and so we can have all the money generate to two places instead of going all over Rhode Island.
So that's what happens. So that's exactly what happens. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you said, a lot of people have podcasts, you know, and what we do in the podcast
Terrible
space,
podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to you terrible podcasters. Your content is terrible and I don't believe you. And I swear to God, I don't want to start talking.
Okay, let's get back on task. We all need to help. Like what I do is I do watch a lot of podcasts. You know, I'm in a space when it comes to other podcasting about men and women because I see the challenges of our homes being broken. Okay, there's a ton of single mothers, okay, and there's a lack of father's presence in a lot of our homes. And I come off really hard and brash because I'm a very masculine man, you know what I mean? But really, deep down inside, all I'm trying to do is to figure out how can we fix it. You know, I really don't want to sit up here and go, no, you did this and you did that. I don't want to hear that. I really, really, really don't. Okay? What I want to do is know how can we fix it? Because to me, we can't have a community until we fix our homes. Okay? It's like I said, our mothers or women out here are trying to be bosses, and I'm wondering who's making sure our kids are good, are nurtured, and educated well. And importantly, here in Rhode Island, our kids are failing. Okay? And every challenge that I heard, I hear money. So we're all working hard to make money. Okay? And I'm saying, as the U.S. Black Business Network here comes together, we can really start showing people how we can work together, man and women.
What are your ideas about generating for this?
Okay.
I know I'm gonna mess up the word.
Go ahead. He's gonna mess with you. That's trap. Get used to it.
We're gonna put you in timeout.
That's trap. He needs therapy.
Yes. Oh, you need. Okay, you come see me at my office, and we're gonna talk about where this.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, Yes, come to Black Lives Matter, and we'll talk about what happened to you,
We don't want to
brother.
go there, though, Trap. Brother, we don't want to go there yet.
I was just about to talk about Black Lives Matter. I'm not
go
going
there
to
yet. Okay.
Gary, yeah.
We don't want to go
That's
there
Gary's
yet.
boy.
Don't worry. We don't want to go there yet. Okay.
No, but all in all, man, we're all here. You know what I'm saying? To unify. We're trying to unify because you know to get a team together, right? We have to audition for him to play point guard, him to play forward. So everybody's not a part of this team that's here right now. You got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? You have to win that position. That's what I'm about. I don't like people that talk. I like people that show me. Show me that you're a part of the team. Show me that you're willing to let's work. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to show my. I hate people that's like these politicians we got in our city. They always talking about what you're gonna do.
So this is the issue. There's two things. Again, we're not holding people accountable. We letting them do it to us. I don't want to get passionate about this stuff because I know, okay? And I can name names. And I look people in their face. It's just like I said.
I'm outside
when
right
we
now.
talk about people, bringing us down.
As soon as you come down the street,
and I said,
man,
remember I
it's
told
25
you, you're supposed to bring 5 pieces of chicken, and you didn't bring 5 pieces of
Lounge.
chicken.
Put
you
Halo.
know? I'm saying, okay, something's going on. What's up, brother? Why didn't you let us know you couldn't get the chicken? Okay? When I look at politicians, it's the same
Yup,
thing.
if you come straight
I'm
down that
watching
street
them
where the
get
lights at,
money,
it's right there. As soon as you
millions
come
of
down that
dollars
one-way
to
street,
help
it's
people
right here.
fill out
You'll see
paperwork.
tapes. You'll see
Okay?
the bar tapes
Millions
in front of the
dollars
club.
can help how many businesses here?
There's a Honda Accord Benz.
Okay? But they taking resources to go,
Here, you turn
hey,
around, it's black.
put a one here.
No,
See
but it's
what this
Halo
looks
Lounge.
like? And they're taking the resources, getting
It was
checks.
Halo Lounge. Look,
I don't
Halo
want to call no names because I get very upset. and
Halo
mad,
Lounge. Halo
It
Lounge.
is our fault. It is exactly our fault because we're supposed to hold every elected official accountable. Everybody who works in the public sector works for us. Okay? But the problem is this. We're too busy fighting one another.
Exactly. That's why I keep saying divisions, and I'm trying my best not to get too passionate about this because I'm passionate about it because I know that there's names associated with each and every last one of the things we're talking about.
Anybody in the state who is
Those
podcasting
names
first,
right
man.
off the tip of my tongue.
It's on
I'm
record.
trying my best and my
I'm
hardest
gonna
not
go
to
talk my shit.
scream those
I'm
names.
gonna go talk my shit right now. Right now, I'm gonna go talk my shit.
The homes are broken, so I see how it all goes back.
It's a
It
circle.
all it's a vicious cycle. Yeah, for sure. Like for sure.
So that's what I'm saying, and I don't, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into the private. Excuse me, the public sector, because my intent is this is private. This is called private right here. We're not getting public dollars yet, but the objective is so we know and we're clear. I want to be clear. The objective is when we get our private business together, we can hold our public services, okay, accountable. That's what they need to see. That's the challenge. Excuse me. Go ahead.
So are you talking about us starting our own nonprofit so that we can get some of those dollars out there?
We have an LLC. We have a like when I said private, I'm talking about us as business entrepreneurs
So
coming together. What TD Jakes has, and he's doing it on May 3rd. It's called Good Soil. Okay? It's a network of people coming together and focusing on the challenges in the black communities. Okay? This is why I keep telling everybody, I'm going from here all the way down to the Orlando, Florida, and back up and then West Coast to create a network of people who's going to pour in, because you got to have good soil. You got to have people with good and great intentions to work together. Okay?
could you be a little more specific about how?
I'm telling you how. So when I say LLC, he sells shirts, right? So say I need some shirts, okay? I need 1,000 shirts, right? I buy my shirts from him. He's gonna promote, and the cash flow flows through the Black Business Network. The banks see that money, okay? He's doing a comedian, he's doing a stand-up this is how it could work, okay? We're not, the way we can, there's a lot of ways we can do it, okay? We have to agree on the way to do it, but it's important to trust. I'm just telling you how we can do it. Like I said, when we sit here at a table, I see $600,000 easy, and I'm being conservative, okay? Because I see more than $1 million at this table just because I know me. I have a network of 1,000 people who already donated $1,000 to the U.S. Black Business Network. If you do the math, you'll know what kind of money. Okay? Very, very, I keep money to the vest because I don't try to brag, I'm humble, you know what I mean? And like you said, the challenge is the support here. Not a single $1,000 came from somebody from Rhode Island. Not surprised. Not a single $1,000 came from anybody in Rhode Island. I quit my job a year ago to do this. And I'll be honest with you, I went to where I went to school, okay? And had a powwow just like this with people like you just said, with a table full of people, of those people. But because I went to school with them and they know I'm high in integrity, in morals and values, whatever you need. Some of these people on state Supreme Court justices, some of them are lawyers, some of them are brain surgeons, you know? And they know me, and they don't look at me like I'm just another nigga. Let me say that again. They don't look at me like I'm just another nigga. You know why? Because I went to school with them. I did the work just like them. So they feel I'm just like them. And they trust me. I'm in Rhode Island.
Basically, you're not one of them. As they say in their mind, you're not one of those.
Yeah.
You're different.
I'm different. You know why? Because I know them. I was with them. But my issue is, and when I found out all this information, and I got all of this, I came to my people and I'm like, yo, we could do it just like this.
Just like that. And you want to know what each and every single person, yeah, they like, get out of here. And you know what I had to do? I break bread. I spend money. You know what I'm saying? But some of those people, they just want to exploit that. You get where I'm coming from? So, but I didn't lose faith. I don't lose hope in my people because I know what could be done if we stick together and we stop fighting one another. You know what I'm saying?
Start teaching them.
That's the catch. So when she says how you gonna do it, I'm saying if we all are doing our cash flow, we have to trust one another. Cause so what banks can do is we have a corporation, right? An LLC, right? A person can't get no money out the bank unless certain signatures are on that check. You feel me? So if we all are channeling funds into one bank account, right? They see that positive cash flow, right? And then we go, hey, I would like to take a loan out for $1 million. They see it, they say, sure, Mr. Eubanks. They don't want you to spend your money. It's called OPM, other people's money. They want you to spend their money so they can make a little bit of profit off of it. We had this conversation about. So if we show them, like all of us can still live our regular lives and do the same things that we're doing, okay? But let our cash flow into one place and then back towards us. We can get the resources that we can need to fix every last one of our issues.
So what you're suggesting is us to take our business bank account and pretty much switch it over to all into one LLC.
No, I'm saying take the cash.
Take
and
our
let the
pretty much our cash from our businesses
Yes.
all into one fund.
Funnel in and funnel out. All they need to see is the flow. It's like water. So if you pour this, you know, like this, you know, it goes down the drain or something, it could come back out, go right back into your bank account. All they want to see is that you have the
I got
flow.
what you're saying. I got what you're saying. Now,
All they wanna
you don't
see
want our
is-
money to sit into the account.
No.
As long as it goes through there,
As long
and
as
I
they
got
see
you.
the
I
flow.
got.
Moving money, what you want to see.
Yeah.
That's all
As
they
long as
want
the
to
money's
see.
moving through the
If they
account.
see that you moving $200,000 and you walk inside their branch and say, I want $100,000, they're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
You show them that you moving $1 million, they're gonna give you $1 million. See, what they tell you is they mess you guys up. They mess all of us up. They all talk about it's about your credit score. It's not about your credit score. It's about your cash flow. They talk about your personal financial statements. Okay? They ask for your last 3 months of banking. You could go to any business. You can have a credit score of 800, but if you don't have a job, they ain't giving you no money. Get where I'm coming from? If you don't have a business, they're not giving you no money. But if we all are strategic, like we all pay bills. Imagine this. Imagine this, when you pay rent, you pay rent. You don't pay it first. You put that money in the U.S. Black Business Network. And then we cut the checks for all the rents. Now, you see that? Most people don't think like that. But now you just seen like all of us say the average rent here is what, $1,200? 15. That's every month. All of us is throwing 15 this way. And it could come right back out. What that bank is looking at, they don't care what you're doing with the money. They going, these motherfuckers is doing some
All right, so
numbers.
I got a quick question. All right, so we got our money going through this Black Business Bank account.
Yeah.
So what's the end game with this? With the
The
money
end
going
game
through
is to
the-
get the resources we need to focus on one business at a time, whichever one is going to generate the profit quick as possible. So we fix problems. Remember I said, what's the challenges? So what you do is, remember we're flowing the money, right? So now the banks see us doing $200,000 a month.
Yep.
We go take a loan from that bank for that $100,000. That didn't touch none of our money. We got they $100,000.
Okay, so we got that $100,000 between a group of people.
Yeah, they gonna give us $100,000 for a year. But let's
Just
say
like
he
a Chase,
says he
a
needs
Chase Business Bank account.
he needs $100,000 just for this month, and he's gonna turn it to $200,000 by his shirts because he has so many.
So pretty much we would get the loan and we would let him flip the money. so to speak.
We would help him flip the money.
Help him flip the money and then put it back
Yes.
to the account.
And then we put
Shoot
that
for bigger-
$100,000 back, and now you got a problem. She needs HR.
I got what you said.
We got workers now,
It's a
and she puts that money. You get
a
it?
safety net for everybody's business.
Yes, OPM. We keep using the money and resources
Yeah,
so
I'm-
we
I'm
can get the
familiar with
$1 million play. Now we got a $1 million play, and I keep telling y'all about the $1 million play. The $1 million play is to buy acres of land and build our own houses. You know how to use a hammer and a nail? Okay, we pay $30 an hour, $40 an hour. But we also, at the end of the day, we just built a $200,000 house that's worth $400,000.
Yep.
We can go right to the bank and say, hey, because we paying cash for that house now, remember?
Yep.
Hey, I need $400,000. I'm gonna use my house as collateral. What they gonna do? Now we got $400,000. So we fixing each and everybody's problem strategically. And what that money's doing? It's flowing and it's growing. Liquid. We live in a capitalist society. We have to start thinking like capitalists. And that's what the U.S. Black Business Network is about. We all spend money every month. There's not a single person here who don't spend money, but we ain't letting it work for us first. We're just paying.
Pretty much, we want to build our business, a relationship with a nice bank.
Yep.
Funnel the money through.
Yep. Channel the money, get their money, do our business.
Yeah, it looked like one company.
They don't care. They just want to see the money. That's it. Yeah.
Jazz did it. Pat Mom did it. Everybody did it.
That's what they do. But we not doing it. That's the problem.
We didn't know. We talking about 3 months ago. We've been talking about complete. So we're in that wave right now. That's what we're waiting for. So we started Magic Ink printing shop 6 months ago. We got LC. So we wait. You got credit. I got like in my house. I got like checks. We did everything over. So what? We said 18 months.
Yeah.
So we're gonna use that.
Yeah, I got
Magic Ink. You know what I'm saying?
Which does work.
And then
I definitely.
So I'm glad we asked all those questions. And I just want to end the podcast
I
real
don't want
quick.
to get another truck in this. Like,
Focus on me real quick. Let me know when it's just on me, okay? Or you got me, okay? So, let me know when I'm ready. Okay. So, as you can tell, this is what we're doing. We're trying to bridge that and make that pot so big where we can come in. If you need an office, you want your foundation, we can come and strategically get you up to speed, and so forth and so on. So we have a concise direction on how to achieve our goals. And I'm pretty sure now you understand how we can help one another. We can help one another without hurting any one of us. Okay? So we at the U.S. Black Business Network is employing all our brothers and sisters to come on and get on board, and let's watch this flow, because the flow is how we're gonna grow. All right, I thank everybody here. Okay, shout out to everyone. We'll get everything popping, and to see you soon. All right, take care, brother. Okay, who his? Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get everybody. Okay. We good.
Live your
Outro.
phone.
Oh, both.
Sometimes I look in the mirror and see something that I hate. Like, why is my skin not clearing? How can I motivate myself and my predecessors? It helps when I send a message to people who need the leverage. As long as I help a soul, I'll be fine. Pick up the phone, share opinions, and keep your thoughts on the line. To know the trace that you married, ask for divorce at the time. Self-inflicted bullet wounds, must have been a past life. Deeper thoughts than meets creation. Right as black since last night. I'm looking for something else, just I don't know what it is. It's flipping my life in circles and squares and the pies and and grits. Focus right, the poems are right, the culture likes the series. How I know I'm right, my soul ignites and vultures nesting in me. Keep it kosher, just be weary. What you wrote in the past keeps me held down to my roots, cause God said the first shall be last. You're in a federal prison of your own making, that's living through hesitation. Living but not beginning to formulate true creation. Lord, read the text but keep the mess, I don't need no mistaken. Lord, running miles from block to block, I don't know what they chasing. Lord, teach me what you know and I won't keep it to myself. We need some help cause there's no love, cause they too busy in themselves. Those city getting hot and people dying. Is this hell? And it's heaven in our crowns, cause king is getting hard to tell. I never fell, cause I do feel. In 1999 was the year they sent to kill you. I'm all for one, I'm all for you, I'm all for love and a dream come true. I fix the repercussions, a long time meant for budding, so every tree could be exactly what it is and stunning. I'm all for one, I'm all for you, I'm all for love and a dream come true. I fix the repercussions, a long time meant for budding, so every tree could be exactly what it is and stunning. Yeah.
James, I'm sending my invoice later. That cost $9.99.
Okay, y'all ready? Remember, start off where we left off, with Kuma leaving the chair and his perspective. You remember? Mom, raising, child.
Move like rats, move in packs. A whiff of that cheese coming through the cracks. The race is on, face the facts. Stuck in